All right, if you just joined us, it's still Journalist Hangout. I still have Ismail Umikmido right here with us and BKO also. So straight to our next conversation. When does a political battle end? And when is it only just the beginning? The suspended senator representing Kogi Central, Natasha is showing no signs of backing down in her ongoing legal and political ordeal. In a fresh twist, Natasha has filed 30 grounds of appeal against the judgment of Justice Binta Nyako, which convicted her of contempt. This move comes just 2 days after she was barred from entering the National Assembly complex, further intensifying the standoff. For Natasha, the courtroom has become the latest battleground in a fight that is far from over. BKO, Senator Natasha has now filed 30 grounds of appeal against the ruling of Justice Binta Nyako. So if you look at it, what are the key legal arguments in the 30 grounds appeal filed by Senator Natasha?
Well, virtually, it addresses virtually everything. As far as she is concerned, the fine imposed on her for contempt was not necessary. As far as she's concerned, the court lacked the jurisdiction to impose such a fine because, according to her lawyers, the offense was committed outside of the court. So, as far as she's concerned, the Facebook, an offense that she committed on her Facebook page, is outside the jurisdiction of the court. So, and she also believes that the trial court should have taken judicial notice of the fact that a case had been filed, and because that case had been filed, her trial should have been stopped.
Okay.
You understand? So her grounds of appeal, 30 in all, it comes to 39 pages. So it's 39 pages. And let me read some of what we have here.
Okay.
Before I go to the main issue. The trial court was under a duty to take judicial notice of the course of proceedings in the National Assembly in accordance with Section 122, subsection 3 of the Evidence Act 2011. By virtue of Order 40, Rule 7 of the Senate Standing Order 2023, the Senate is mandated not to receive or deliberate on any matter pending before a court of law. The actions of the Senate during the pendency of the matter in court or traverse their own rules. And then, in page 9 of the notice of appeal, the lawyers say, the learned trial judge heard in law when her ladyship assumed jurisdiction and entertained the third respondent's motion on notice, dated 7th May 2025, agitating an alleged contempt committed ex facie Kure on her Facebook page over her own orders made on the 4th day of April 2025, and summarily found the appellant liable in contempt and accordingly imposed a punitive fine of 5 million naira only and public apology on 2 national dailies and on her Facebook page. The alleged contempt the appellant was summarily tried by the trial judge and adjudged liable of was conducted outside the court, specifically through her Facebook page. 2. Under the particulars, it is settled law that contempt committed ex facie Kure, which involves the imposition of a sanction such as a fine, is criminal in nature and must relate to a criminal act perpetuated outside the face of the court in relation to judicial proceedings. 3. The conduct alleged against the appellant occurred outside the courtroom and did not satisfy the strict standard required or summary conviction for contempt in facie Kure. No proper contempt proceedings were initiated in accordance with the applicable procedure for contempt committed ex facie Kure, that is outside the presence of the court. So it goes on to say again that the trial judge lacked the bias and indeed the jurisdiction to entertain and summarily punish on alleged contempt of our own order, which was not committed coram judice. So, but the most important part of it all for me was Grant 23. Let me go to Grant 23 now.
Okay.
Grant 10, Grant 23. 21, 22. Okay, in Grant 23. It says, the learned trial judge erred in law and abdicated her judicial duty when her ladyship, after rightly adjudging the appellant's suspension by the second respondent for a period of 6 months as excessive, outside the contemplation of the Constitution and the Enabling Act, as well as ultra vires, Section 63 of the Constitution, failed to expressly make a clear pronouncement, set aside and or nullify same accordingly. This is where they shot themselves in the foot.
So that means they are agreeing.
They've agreed that the judge did not give an order. The judge did not nullify the suspension. This is in their own words. And this is what we've been saying all along, that the opinion of a judge. Yesterday, I cited 8 different Supreme Court judgments affirming that the opinion of a judge has no force in law. It's not binding. 8 cases I cited.
Yes.
It's not binding. They know. All of what you've seen on social media, on TV, journalists following them up and down, filming, it's all designed just to rouse public opinion and all that. It's not designed to achieve anything legally. They know in their hearts that there was no order. And this is Grant 23, Grant 23. That's what they are saying.
Then why are they misleading the public then?
So they said, let me go for that. The learned trial judge rightly found that the 6-month suspension imposed against the appellant for a minor offense that occurred during plenary was excessive and contrary to the spirit of the Constitution. The learned trial judge, however, held that she believes and that the Senate should recall the appellant. The use of language deployed by a trial judge in this regard, though expressed a binding decision, failed to make an express order nullifying the decision. Shebi, they are saying there was an order.
And that was why she actually...
And we've seen some lawyers too say there was an order. Now, in their 39 pages of notice of appeal, you can see clearly that even they admitted that there was no order. And they are saying the judge should have issued an order. But the matter was not even brought before the judge. How does a judge... The judge shouldn't even have talked about it because Natasha never asked the court to give an order to recall her. It's not among the reliefs that she was seeking. So the judge shouldn't even have gone there at all. And it's part of the cross appeal that the Senate made.
Okay.
You see, I always say something. The triumph of propaganda and falsehood over the truth. The triumph of ignorance peddling that is so rampant on TV now can only be temporary. It can only be temporary. Whether it's a son that comes to a studio to deceive us, rubbishing his own years of practice, the triumph of propaganda, of falsehood, of ignorance peddling can only be temporary. As you can see, ground their own
notice of appeal.
Yes. So, if the trial judge found the suspension excessive but failed to give an order, what do we then do? You appeal. That is what they have done.
Exactly.
Her appeal is meant to set aside the entire judgment. So, a judgment that you have appealed, that you are asking that a superior court should set aside, you are now going to the National Assembly.
You want to enforce it yourself.
How do you enforce what is not there? There was no order. You have even, by virtue of the fact that you have appealed that judgment, even you know that you are not interested in the judgment anymore. So how come you still want it implemented? Another that was not there, that your own lawyers have now written. They are now accusing the judge of not giving another. That is it. So what do you now? And yet some people will say, no, there was another. There was another. Come on.
It's turning the law on its head. It's just like eating your cake and have it. Yeah. I mean, Israel, please weigh in on this.
No, what you see, judiciary, very interesting. Unfortunately, most times we try to interpret judicial decisions to suit our own
our sentiments.
Like I tell people, yes, I'm not a lawyer, but at least as an experienced journalist, on the face, when you see a statement, on the face of it, you know the meaning, you know the interpretation. When Justice Binta Nyako delivered that judgment, myself and some of our colleagues were arguing. I said, look, that judgment did not really say she should go and resume. Yes, she condemned the suspension. But there was nowhere she ordered the Senate
to recall her.
It was an opinion.
So what I had expected of those around Senator Natasha was to have deployed some political lobbyists to now help soften grounds. Because, you know, I have reported from the National Assembly before, specifically the Senate. And we have seen some cases like that in the past. Eventually, they end up settling them. I recall when David Mark was Senate President in 2007. You know, that battle was fought fiercely between him and the current SGF, Senator George Akume.
Okay.
Now, there was a time George Akume alleged that Senator Mark misappropriated some funds. And the Ethics and Disciplinary Committee had to, you know, intervene to investigate. They investigated. I'm not sure that report was released till the end of that Senate, because once the investigation started, they saw the poster of David Mark. They knew that it was going to lead to suspension. And so immediately the lobbyists moved in and before you knew it,
douse all the fire.
Douse all the tension.
As a family affair.
You know, and they moved on. Now, what the Senate and the House of Reps will do in such situations is that once lobbyists move in to plead, they look at it, they will now keep the report and be watching the person. Anytime you try to do anything, they will tell you this report is still. So you also,
so you think Senator Natasha is politically naive? Is that what you're trying to say here?
Well, I think so. In terms of experience, she may not have it, but especially, you know, sometimes the actors sometimes may not know the unintended consequences of their actions.
Yes.
For me, I blame more those around her.
Yes,
around her,
do.
not the person, not the senator.
Yeah, they should know better.
They're not advising her appropriately.
They should know better. Look, I tell people there are times when you think you are right in a matter, and if you don't follow it the way you are supposed to follow, you will end up
being wrong,
being blamed, being wronged by your actions. By your actions. You know, so the Senate is a political environment. And so for you to survive within that precinct, you must also be politically savvy. And you must also
play within their rules.
They have rules.
Because, you know, she went to court seeking to enforce her fundamental human rights.
Yeah, to stop the
She claimed that she was not allowed to speak, which is a violation of her rights. Everything that she took before the court was what transpired at plenary that day, when she suddenly started shouting in a manner that is unparliamentary, a manner that lacked decorum, you know. And I've said before, I've not seen anybody behave like that since I've been watching the Senate, to go to that extent. Sometimes when they rebuke you, you stop. Abdul Nengi, one of the most experienced lawmakers in our country today, was suspended.
Yeah.
The heavens didn't fall.
Yes.
My brother from Bebeji,
Yeah, Abdul
Abdul was suspended.
House of Reps, yeah.
Brilliant guy.
Yeah.
But he comported himself. He's back at work. Even Aliou Ndume, as truculent as Aliou Ndume is, he didn't go this far.
Yeah, he had also been suspended.
Yes, was suspended. You won't be the last that will be suspended. Laws are designed for transgressors. And as a transgressor, once the law catches you here, you bear the brunt.
True.
Natasha's problem is that she feels too big to say, I apologize. And what she fails to realize is that the apology is not to Akpabio. It's to the Senate.
Yeah, and
it's to the institution.
There's been arguments
She's
about
going
that as
no,
well.
you see, the thing
Is it to the court
your
or to the
conduct.
Senate?
So her conduct that day, her conduct, her behavior diminished the Senate of our country. It's not about Akpabio. Somebody else could be Senate president tomorrow.
True.
But the rules must be obeyed. The judge found that, and it's in the judgment, that there was no constitutional breach. It's in the judgment. Many people who are commenting, they've not read the judgment. I've read that judgment 2 times, from beginning to the end. The judge said that there was no infraction against the constitution committed by the Senate, because all of the issues were resolved against her. She said that they should not have taken the matter before the
ethics and privilege.
The judge felt that that was the right thing to do. She also said that the Senate president should not have moved her seat. Again, the judge said it was the right thing to do that in the exercise of the administrative powers. Again, she said that she was not allowed to speak. And the judge said by their rules,
Exactly.
you can only speak from a seat assigned to you.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about? All of the cases, I insist, and I dare anybody to challenge me, all of the issues that she brought before the court were resolved against her. And then she was fined on top of it, like a jara, they put jara on it, that 5 million fine. You have not obeyed even the aspect of the judgment that concerns you. But you want the Senate to go and obey what does not even concern them. There was no order. There was no order. It's a non-existent order. Nigerians who follow politicians like headless hen, I pity them. Of course, I know in this season it's so easy to gather thugs and touts to follow you up and down. But it will still not solve the problem. We will still be back to the truth that we are running away from. It's a fact of life. Because the truth, by design, will always triumph over falsehood. And whatever victory that the truth, that falsehood gains over the truth is always temporary. It's always temporary. People must know that. And for us, as journalists, we commit. Even if every Nigerian, we don't play to the gallery. We are too proud to play to the gallery. We believe that whatever is right, we pursue it.
True.
People will recall when I was fighting Magu's battle here. People warned me. They said, no, Jide, your entire integrity, you are putting it on the line for a Nigerian. No Nigerian deserves that. I said, no, sir. There are Nigerians that they prefer to die than to steal even 1 naira.
True.
Don't give me the impression that every Nigerian is corrupt. If I trusted him, it was because I felt it was clean. All of the charges, fake charges against Magu, where did we end up today? Was he indicted? Where is the document indicting him? The police wisely promoted him to AIG. So I was vindicated. You see, I read Mahatma Gandhi's biography in my 2nd year in the University of Ilorin. I would go and hide that book in one corner in the library so that the next, because you cannot finish reading a book in one day and you have lectures and all that, I will go and hide it.
So that no one would take
So
it.
no one will know the corner where I put it. I will come back, read it for hours until I finish reading. No man has made the kind of impact that that man has made on my life in terms of my thinking. And he said, see, that some of the greatest schemes in our world were executed in the realm of the minority. He said, the valiant takes glory in fighting alone.
Okay, okay.
He now talked about Jesus Christ and Muhammad. That when they were in this world, people didn't like them.
Exactly.
The majority fought against them. He said, but today,
Everyone.
they have followers than anybody.
Absolutely.
So people may turn against you. Those lawyers who like to play to the gallery, we will not join them. If something is wrong, if black is black, we say it's black. Even if the whole world turns against us, I will still be here saying, no, I do not agree. And I'm confident that even in doing that, I will be vindicated.
Absolutely.
So this is the thing, because people don't understand, the woman is from your state, so what?
I'm even surprised
So
that
what?
the truth was even in the
This is it.
notice of appeal.
It's there.
It's there.
They now had to now agree to that. Oh, the
Ground
judge-
23, let people go and get the judgment. Ground 23 is
I'm
there.
shocked.
Ground 23. This is the copy, I mean, the judge, I said judgment.
The
notice of appeal.
Appeal.
Ground 23, they contradicted themselves that the judge should have given an order. But you claim that the judge gave
Now
an
the
order.
truth is out.
Yeah.
The truth is out. But anyway, it's a fine place for us to leave it. Ismail Omikone. It's so good to have you here again.
Yes,
It's so good to have you here
you.
again. Thank you so much for doing this with us. BKO, as always,
Yes.
setting the record straight.
Yes.
Trust you for that.
It's our
Thank
job.
you so
It's
much. It's our job.
Facts are the tools of our trade.
Absolutely.
I always say that. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, and that's all on Journalist Hangout today. You can watch the repeat broadcast of this episode tonight at 11. Join us on Sunday from 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. for Journalist Hangout on Sunday. We're on YouTube at youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. I am Benga Oreshegun. Bye for now, and God bless Nigeria.